Hello, this is JJ DiGeronimo. Welcome to our monthly community call for Lightworkers, Healers, and Mystics. This is the opportunity for many of my friends, podcast guests, and network to come together and share their work, the retreats, the classes they're offering, the books that they're launching. And I feel like for many of us, it's the one time that we get together to just kind of talk about the work we're doing. And the beautiful thing is, there's often so many future collaborations, connections. And I think one of the most beautiful things that have come out of 2025 is how much so many of us have gone to each other's events. I know Mary just went to Joe's retreat. I know that Wilda and I were in Jamaica. I know that Donna worked with Robin, who also is connected to Lynette. So there's just, and Tammy and Catherine are connected, and Caroline is offering different astrology, and Judy and I have connected on how timing with astrology, birth charts, the Western and Eastern. So there's been so many interconnections of helping each other strengthen our connection and align with our life's work. So I'm super honored that you're joining all of us. And I'm going to kick it off to really hand it over to people to just share the work that they're doing so that you're more familiar with what's available to you. So with that, who wants to start?
I'll start. I'm off mute, so I'll get started. My name's Catherine Ebacher, and I'm doing a number of things, but I am the owner and practitioner at Listen to the Body Talk. And listentothebodytalk.com offers one-on-one sessions using the body talk techniques, but it also utilizes some things that I'm teaching in a new class called The Body Speaks, a journey with mind body maps. And the techniques that I use incorporate the gene keys. So it's essentially the consciousness of our genes and how they can transform with our consciousness of different body parts, the consciousness of certainly our mind, but it might be starting with the DNA, right? COVID was a big part of our DNA changes that we're beginning this new cycle. And I'm sure Judy can mention, the astrological changes that are going on, and the gene keys highlight the fact that 2027 is a big pivotal year for the transition. And I see that as moving from victimhood into freedom. That's the core component to this. And the healing that we do is not necessarily, healing the body, it's listening. And as we listen and we use our intuition, muscle checking, and the higher communication of the heart, being able to be this lovely little lie truth detector that tells us what's a higher truth for us and what may be a limited truth, right? And those belief systems, those thoughts and assumptions can shape our lives, not only shaping our emotions, which is what I just taught in the Body Speaks Mind Body Maps course. It can affect emotions, but it can also affect our lives in totality. The drama that we go through is part of that dynamic that our prism of our minds bring up these thoughts, assumptions, belief systems, conditioning, victimization, consciousness, that sort of thing. And what Body Talk is intended to do is clear the way for true thinking, for truth coming out of the heart. And our clear thinking then transforms our lives. So that's what I'm offering one-on-one. The class has begun. We're in class 2, but you can join at any time. There are recordings of each class, and there's lots of online capabilities and home play assignments and things of that sort to catch up.
I'm going to follow that. Thank you, Catherine. My name is Donna Bond, and I'm in Catherine's class, and it's so awesome because there's so much amazing information. And in-depth information that supports me in what I do. I'm a soul catalyst and a spiritual psychology life coach, and I use the gene keys and spiritual psychology to achieve sort of the same result in that we are cleansing the lens of our perception and clearing our consciousness so that we can be in that space of neutrality and rise up and access the higher part of our consciousness. So I have nothing going on right now, which is actually really exciting. I have two open spots for private coaching journeys available. And I'm on the fence right now trying to get clarity if I'm going to lead an adjunct container alongside the Sage's Golden Path, which is this huge Gene Key journey that is about to leave the station in January. And it feels really big because it's an 18-month long journey, which, we can't even get people to commit for 18 minutes, let alone 18 months. And I have just gotten deeper and deeper into the gene keys and understanding these archetypal energies and the transits as they're moving on the planet. And Catherine, what you mentioned about 2027 and making like crossing the chasm between the shadow of victimization and the liberation of freedom. And that is where we're going. And nothing is more important in the next 2 years than our way of being and our sovereignty and doing our shadow work now and today so that we can dissolve the blocks that are in the way of our loving, of our light, of our brilliance, of our magnificence. And so we're all in it together. We all have our role to play. Um, Thank you to JJ because I too have made some really valuable connections as a result of this group. And I haven't been here for so many months. I don't even know long. I can't. The year is over. So JJ, thank you, and I'm so glad that you're going to continue doing this because I've had many women on my podcast as a result of this. My show is called Spiritual Ambition, where women tune in to experience their divine nature. It airs every other Tuesday at 2:22 p.m. Pacific time. And you can just catch that on my YouTube channel at Donna Bond. Thank you so much. Great to be here with everyone.
I can go ahead. So, hi everyone. My name is Maho, and this is my first time here. So, it's super exciting to meet you all. I love the energy and just what you both shared, Donna and Catherine. Loved it so much, and I'm very curious to learn more. Thank you so much, JJ, for the invite. I had the pleasure of meeting JJ in a recent podcast. Well, in her podcast actually, and yeah, that was super fun. And well, I'm a somatic coach and I work one on one with women. My program is called Manifest and Magnetize from Your Body. So it really resonated, everything you said, Catherine. I actually have never heard of Jenkins and I'm now very curious and I would love to learn more. Um, but yeah, I work with the body to help women break out of lifelong patterns mostly in their love lives. It's what people reach out to me the most for, but also in things like body confidence and feminine health, because those are the things I used to struggle with a lot as well, like love life, my feminine health, PCOS, and my body confidence. And I also, well, besides just meeting everyone here, and thank you for sharing that, Donna, and meeting you all. I was also really hoping to perhaps get some voices into my own podcast because I'm starting my podcast called Tell Me How Good It Got. And I actually invited JJ already. So thank you, JJ, for filling that out. I'm so excited for our future combo. And I want to invite women from all walks of life. So, coaches, experts, therapists, but also just everyday women to share their experiences in how they ditched the rules and defied the script for what life's supposed to look like and came out healthier, happier, hotter, and more themselves, which it seems to me is everyone in this group. So if it's okay, JJ, could I please share that form here as well so that whoever this resonates with, it's just like I see it as having a conversation with a friend over a glass of wine where you just tell me how you did things your way and it came out amazingly. And yeah, I would love to have all of you on if possible. So I'm just gonna go ahead and share that as well. Thank you.
I'll pop on since I'm the, oh, and Judy's still on video too, but yeah, I'll pop in. So I'm Tammy Waldron, founder of Tawanda Wellbeing. And over the past year and a half, I've been developing a program that is what I dreamed of when I was going through my learning of how to connect with my true self, love myself, and connect with and harness my intuitive skills that we're all born with, but it takes some time to reconnect with them sometimes. And so I am a practitioner and a teacher. I certify people in two modalities. And what I was missing when I started this journey 11 years ago was a place to practice. And I know that there are so many of us that take classes, and those classes are so transformational. And then we go back to our lives and we don't have the same people around us to lean in and practice with. And so we don't have the ability, like I didn't have the ability to continually harness those in between the classes. And so I just became a class taker. And it's like we don't need to take more classes. We just need a space to practice and learn with like-minded people. And in that practice, we are also doing our work. Because in order for us to harness our intuition in the fullest way and activate all of our gifts, we need to clear what everyone's been talking about, clear the shadows, clear the traumas that have happened to us, to our ancestors in past lives, and society. So what I'm finding is us who are healers, we are tapping into all aspects of that for everyone to grow and yeah, to be enlightened. And so my program is launching in 26. It is a place to learn and certify in techniques and also have a community where we can come together, learn, practice, and embody this work. And so in addition to certifications, one is in silent counseling, which is a body-based meridian, beautiful technique of getting out of our mind and into our body to release at the root cause what's going on that's mirroring out into our world. The other technique is theta healing. Four of those certifications to learn how to connect, harness our intuition, and do magical things. Honestly, it's just amazing what comes through when we are in open connection and can tap into that for deep, again, root cause healing. When you go to the root of an issue, everything that is connected to that falls away. I mean, you can also go out from the top down, but then it's like taking layers at a time. But when you go to that root, it just blossoms into this beautiful gift. And it is about identifying what those gifts are that are here for us to learn through that work. And it's just so amazing and magical what we create together. And so if you're interested in having a space like that, contact me. I'm at tawandawellbeing.com. And yeah, we're here to walk this path and shine our lights. So exciting. I also do the Gene Keys, and this last year I've been walking people through their entire Gene Key profile. applying the energy healing techniques that I have. And when you talk about getting to the root cause, when you're using the gene keys as a foundation, it is on a whole nother level. So if you want to do expedited, really deep work to go through your gene key profile with energy healing, that is the work that I do. And that is actually year 2 of my program, teaching people how to do that once they get their intuition and skills all perfected. So thanks. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tammy. I really like that that whole concept of the practice. You know, it makes such a difference when you've got that consistent practice going on and the shifts that keep continuing to happen and the growth and the evolution that happens in it. It's very powerful, which I mean, everybody here seems to be doing anyway with their programs, right? But just really recognizing that. So my name's Judy Honorato, and I'm in Canada, outside of Toronto in the countryside. One of my key gene keys, and I can't remember what position it is 55 for you guys. So I've got that freedom gene key in there. And very much from working, like the freedom of coming, of feeling confident in yourself and clear. And a whole piece of offering fresh perspective. You know, sometimes we get, just like that root cause, sometimes it's just that fresh perspective to be able to see something that's just off to the side or further in the future or behind us, even that it's like what's contributing here that's keeping us stuck. And stuck in uncertainty and stuck in emotion. Like what I recognized is my work's very much about emotional clarity. Like a lot of us have, very strong in the minds. We're very clear in the minds and we're very intelligent. We understand what's going on, but to make that emotional balance in harmony with that can be a struggle that can keep us caught up and circling. So using astrology, numerology, and Chinese metaphysics, they become my window to be able to see you as an individual, your life path and purpose, and your soul timing. I have this affinity to timing. and again, that's another thing that gets us caught up too, right? When it's like, when is this going to begin? When's the right time to do something? When is this finally going to be over? And by having the timing piece, what I find most often is we can actually then relax. We can, and we, as soon as we lose that stress of needing to or having to, or the comparison to other people and their own way of achieving things, we live in a very go world, and not all of us are wired that way. I'm sure most of us in this room are not wired that way. So really giving ourselves peace that no, we're not wired that way. That is, a lot more can be achieved with grace and with presence. And so really helping women to step into their presence, step into the attraction as opposed to the going after mode. I mean, obviously we need the harmony between both. We got the yin yang, it's not just one, but really that more of settling back into yourself, getting really clear on who you are. And, it's not about goal setting. It's more about having these markers and these points that you're going towards, but having the space for the divinity and life to fall into place that in a way that is greater than we even expect for ourselves. So judyo.ca is the easiest way to find me. And I'd love to be on podcasts. So it'd be wonderful. Thank you.
I don't know if Awilda or Caroline, you can jump on, even a voice. Might be up. Here she comes.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. So my name is Caroline, and I run astrology, Personality Explained, which is an astrology business where I try to explain birth charts to multiple different people so that they can really tune into their own blueprint, their original personality blueprint. So out of the different spiritual modalities that we have to understand our personality, I really resonate with the birth chart specifically. My background is psychology, and I didn't discover birth charts until my late 30s, and I was just blown away by the accuracy. And so I thought to myself, more people need to know about this personality assessment, I like to call it. I think that a lot of people in the world, we take so many personality assessments, and I mean, sure, a lot of it may resonate, but I think the birth chart is just another lens. And the great thing is that everyone has a birth chart. Um, so the market is quite big. And as long as you can translate it to people. So I think one of my gifts is translating complex concepts. I'm currently launching a parenting mini course so that parents can understand their children's birth chart. And I'll drop that link here. So over the past few days, it's really, I'm recording the modules, putting them online. Of course, because of Mercury in retrograde, I've had technical glitches. I found out my laptop does not support kind of video. It really lags when I try to record. So it's just the modules with a picture of my face, which I hope is okay. But it also takes the stress away from me being camera ready, right? So I just have to worry that my voice is clear. Um, but anyway, so that's super exciting. I've been on this journey for a couple of years now, left the corporate world, and I'm just really excited to be a part of this group, and so grateful to JJ and being a part of her podcast. And Mayo, I'd love to also speak on yours. And it's just great to hear what everyone is doing, and especially in this world where people do need our light. And then how do we bring it to people so that they understand it, they find value in it, and they want to participate? So I think there's a lot more to come. I'm Scorpio rising, so we have a Scorpio new moon this time of year. I just feel really energized, much more so than other parts of the year. So anything I've been procrastinating on really gets done in the next couple of weeks. So that's kind of what I'm feeling right now, but so nice to meet all of you. And so, Judy, did you raise your hand? Are you also a Scorpio rising? Okay, yeah. I feel like a lot of people in the spiritual space, particularly around astrology too. I don't know, but very cool.
So good, so good. So many interactions and connections. I love everything you're doing. Awilda, if you want to jump on, feel free to do so. I think, Caroline, I don't really see a lot of astrologers working with parents. So I think that's a really interesting angle. And I think it'll help a lot of people, especially maybe even parents that have children on the spectrum where they're just really trying to figure out who they are and where their life gifts are. I was actually going to share the community because I was thinking that maybe we could create an area of resources in here because what I've added over here, there's an Instagram pod post going to be starting in January. I know Sarah and Lori are working on that. There's a new like book boost circle, like if you want to swap book testimonials, that's for that. And so in the conversation space, I can add one about sharing resources or people to help your business. I could add something here. And if if anyone else has things that would be helpful to them, I'm trying to just keep this list updated on the right here so that you can find things that would be helpful.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I can add it in there too. If you just want to send it out, I'll send it to everybody on the call, or you can just post the contact right in the chat too, if you want to do that.
Yeah, his contact name, sure. I'll just get his email. Just when you're ready, right? The universe sends you resources. Is that what they say? And I think that was definitely one of those instances. So Yeah, he's great. And I mean, you'll look at the website he put together. So because I'm trying to target, I mean, my goal is to target as many people as possible and really break it down for him for others to want to learn about astrology. But you know, he could really work with your avatar, your target group. I mean, he definitely went through the process of like, who's your target audience? What are your assets right now? And then he thought of how he could improve my freebie. So he's very good. He's phenomenal, and the price is right. So I was blown away by what he was asking versus what people in the West want for similar work. Anyways, so yeah.
I mean, if we're talking resources, I love what you're adding and changing to to our community. Thank you, JJ. It's just so helpful and awesome. And I'm looking for like a graphic designer to
Create a little group, and then I can add some contacts, and maybe Caroline, you could put your contact in there too.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just pulling up his email.
Well, this is so great. And I really do think there's probably a business aspect of this group too, of, what are you using for this? How is this working? What platform? And so I think that's something we can definitely explore and find ways to integrate contacts, best practices, or even get on the phone about a very specific thing if we want to start talking about very specific tools and techniques. But with that, I want to wrap this call up to just thank everybody for checking us all out and for sharing the love and light you are working with the world. I think that there's so many of us out there, and finding a common space we can come together, connect, help each other, share each of our services. I've worked with almost all of you, and it's been amazing. And I continue to recommend all of you on a regular basis to people who cross my path. And the fact that you work with each other just completely warms my heart, because I don't think it's really not a hub and a hub. It's really a mesh of all of us continuing to help each other. And I'm looking forward to meeting here again next month. And hopefully we can eventually have day retreats or something that we can get together and just share and help each other through our own practices. So with that, I'm going to shut off the recording, and we can just chat a little more.